We're completely honored today to have in the studios of the Bridge Strand of Oaks, and Strand of Oaks is actually Timothy Showalter. Tim, thanks so much for coming
Thanks
in.
for having me here today.
Just a spectacular new record called Heal. It's on Dead Ocean's fourth studio album for Strand of Oaks. And Strand of Oaks playing tonight at the Riot Room, and coincidentally, Riot Room where Dinosaur Jr. has played in the past.
Good, big shoes to fill on that, especially with the guitar.
Well, and there's a connection there, too,
Yes.
with the album Heal.
Yeah, Jay, actually, I was honored that he played Shredded Face all over him, the first song on Goshen 97, and it was pretty serendipitous how it all worked out, and just kind of happened, and all of a sudden my hero was on my record, and you can't beat that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny. It's like I want to give people just sort of a broad overview and then get straight into music because I know people want to hear you play,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I just have to stop and say your van got broken into last night. Is that not a drag?
It was a big drag. I mean, as we were speaking about earlier, it's very violating because in a band, especially my size, we have a 12-passenger van. And that's our home. The four of our, it's a cramped little home, but it is our home. And that's our one kind of safe place that we feel. And to know that it was violated like that, and especially my keyboardist Eliza got all of her clothes stolen, and my bassist had his passport, his laptop, just a lot of very, like, but the thing is, he's most sad he had his favorite flannel in there, and you can replace a MacBook or something like that, but like you have those invaluable things that, you can't replace. And
so nobody suggested this, but I'm just going to say it. Part of the radio station here is honoring artists, and we choose what artists to honor, and we have great belief in Strand of Oaks by virtue of the fact that we're doing this, and so we really hope that a lot of you will take the opportunity to go to the show tonight, and not just go to the show tonight, but also go to the merch table.
That would be very helpful. We would definitely appreciate it.
So,
I will give as many hugs as I can humanly give. I know I look a little scary and I might be a bit sweaty after the show, but I will definitely be giving hugs out. So,
I think that really having your van broken into kind of follows the band theme because, if we look to your muse, she has often been a harsh mistress.
Yeah, I mean, as we were saying earlier, I'm not a subtle person. I have survived tattooed on my arm just simply because it's, you have to persevere. And, you have situations in your life when you can choose to be destroyed by a bad situation or move forward and become stronger from it. And I think as a band, we've gelled further. Sometimes in the midst of tragedy, you can become closer and you become more of like a team.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go through some kind of checklist of your travails, right?
I'm already in kind of a vulnerable place.
Yeah, so rest easy.
Yes.
But, do you think, and I'm not interested in I'm not interested in an objective answer. I'm interested in a subjective answer here. Do you feel like you have faced more difficulty than others? Or do you feel like it's more obvious with you because your way of dealing with it is by holding it up and using it to create art?
I think pain and good times and bad times are relative to the person. And it was really tough for me, but I think to each individual, they have their own experiences, and what be, completely manageable for another person might be very traumatic for another. And I think it's just a matter of, it is how I deal with things. I don't go to therapy. This is my therapy, talking with people like you, amazing interviews, doing shows. The shows, more importantly, have been my therapy. Like, making the record was fun, but it was a solitary environment. But now to share these songs in a public place and hear stories that people are coming up and sharing some pretty personal things with me, and it's touching to know that they, you meet someone and you have a 10-second window to talk, and yet they are the most honest, and that, there's no barriers. They will tell me something that they might have not have told their closest people in their life, and I'm humbled by it, and I take it very seriously that people, these are very I feel like no one is coming casually to a Strand of Oaks show on this
Yeah.
tour. You know, people are coming, they're rolling deep when they come, and it's amazing. I mean, that's what I've always dreamed of when I go to a concert, and to know that my fan base is starting to build around that kind of environment is pretty awesome.
The name of the CD is Heal, and you have a very specific definition of the word or usage of the word.
Yeah, we purposely, it's in all capital letters because it's not a soft emotion. I think sometimes healing is, you know, it's a command. You're yelling at it yourself, and I needed to yell at myself to break through whatever problems I had and to experience life again. Because I think mainly it wasn't bad, or it was bad things, but it's also good things I wasn't allowing myself to experience. I think I was numbing myself away from, you know, sometimes you just have to face it, and that's when you feel the most alive, either when you're being honest about, you know, something that's depressing you, or you're being honest about something that's making you joyful. Like, it's complicated, and, you know, life is a very complicated, you know, kind of pot that keeps getting stirred.
And I don't say this easily. And because this is what we try to play.
Yeah.
But I believe that this is easily going to be one of, if not the most honest records of the year.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's totally an authentic work, and we'd love to hear some of it.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to do track Plymouth. Sometimes I move like shadows, sometimes I move like wind, but most days I start where I begin. Naked in the Great Lakes, underneath the shine of Mars, I beg my friend to let me drift off and shower your loves with kisses, shower the world with tears, take advantage of those who got you here. Let me roll, let me go, let me roll, let me go. I'm bound to lose control. I stopped listening to music, I kept writing the same songs. Comfort doesn't mean you're better off. And I met you when your hair was short and my ego had barely formed. Took a jug of wine just to ask you home. We took black and white pictures with your red sweatshirt on. We were beautiful and broken and young. Let me roll, let me go, let me roll, let me go. I'm bound to lose control. I'm bound to lose control.